It's with great pleasure I introduce you to Barry Ross from the Marble Rock H4 Rock Solid Fixed Income Fund. Thank you, Barry, and maybe you can give us a bit more detail on your fund and how it differs from the other alternative investments and mainstream investments.
The fund that we're talking about today is the Rock Solid Fixed Income Fund. The fund has two basic components. One is a leveraged money market component, and the other is a derivative fixed income overlay strategy. The leveraged money market component gives the portfolio a decent running yield and utilizes the majority of the cash in the portfolio. So it gives you the building blocks similar to a money market product, which a lot of investors are familiar with, but it is obviously a geared money market strategy. So it is already a cash plus type of strategy in its own right. That particular strategy allows the other portfolio managers, including myself, to be patient and wait for big outlier opportunities in the fixed income space. This opportunity set would be very similar to a lot of your other traditional fixed income relative value type of funds that a lot of the funds employ. So we look at any combination of local South African fixed income rates. So it is curve strategies, it is relative value between bonds and swaps, and we play the entire spectrum of the curve from the FRAs to the back end of the curve, and including some forward starting swaps and basically anything in the South African interest rates environment. Again, the philosophy within the firm and the DNA that runs through the firm is certainly to be patient. Our other funds, in terms of multi-asset funds, allow us to be patient when there aren't opportunities in one particular asset class. This fund is unique in the sense that the leveraged money market component does allow us to implement that same DNA, in the sense that we can be patient and wait for decent outlier opportunities in the local fixed income space. The fund is uncorrelated to market direction and to major indices, as well as to other hedge funds. The fund displays a very low level of correlation to major indices and as well as other hedge funds. And what we're seeing globally is that the demand for uncorrelated returns is becoming very, very high on investors' wish lists. If you think about that anecdotally, we see global fixed income markets at the end, or towards the end potentially, of a 30-year bull run. You see international indices at pushing all-time highs. So in this environment, investors don't want correlation to some of those indices, and alternatives that provide uncorrelated alpha, absolute return type of strategies are certainly high in demand. And we believe that in the local space, this fund does offer that return profile. When I had a brief stint on the sell side, and essentially I got to service a lot of what are now essentially our competitors. And it was during this time that I started to chat to Marble Rock. And the thing that got me really excited was how different the products are from most of the other funds out there, in the sense that we do not engage in the marginal trade. We are really excited about this product. We think it is a differentiated product that should be considered for a large portion of the investor universe out there.
Barry, thank you very much for joining us today and sharing more detail on your background, the firm, and the strategy that you represent. And thank you for joining us on Black Onyx. For more detail, visit the website www.blackonyx.coza. We look forward to collaborating with you. Black Onyx is an authorized financial services provider and warns that there are risks associated with financial products, and past returns do not guarantee future performance. The purpose of this content is to present different regulated asset management strategies, overseen by regulated firms and individuals, whose opinion may not necessarily be shared by Black Onyx and or the members of the public. No information or opinions contained in these interviews constitute a recommendation or invitation in any jurisdiction to invest or otherwise deal in alternatives and traditional investments as represented by Black Onyx.